My production role, no, not my production role, my performance role is a triplet Victorian clown. To prepare for this, I have been looking at old videos and photos of Victorian clowns, and I've been looking at old newspaper clippings and things so I can get a feel of the creepiness about them. I will also have been looking at vocal warm-ups because I scream an awful lot in our piece and I sing. Because I sing, I have been practicing some using, what is the word, a speech therapist exercise, which is clenching your teeth and then going sss, because Natasha pointed out to me when I perform my monologue that I have a slight lisp, so I have been practicing going sss, as it will encourage my tongue to stay in my mouth rather than stick out, so that I no longer have the lisp. I'll also be looking at the costume because there's been a little bit of conflict between the costume designers and ourselves. I'd given in and was prepared to wear what they wanted, but I understand there's been a slight issue with that. That it's been escalated. I'm not hugely sure why, but I'll be looking to working with them to see how we can compromise, like have the bagginess but have the tight fitting like we wanted at the same time. I'll also be having a look at makeup for things like clowns and try and make it all very Victorian-y. I'll also be having a look at makeup in the sense of like brands, because I am particularly sensitive to face paint. I'm allergic to face paint. It makes my face go very red and blotchy, so I'm going to need to use something different, maybe like I don't know, like a white cake stick or something like that. I've got some makeup at home, like I've got some MAC makeup at home, and I need to speak to Lois, who's in charge of makeup, to talk to her about how to get over the fact that face paint is not a good idea on my face. Yeah. I'm going to be researching some creepy music and old Victorian rhymes, because at the start of my piece I sing. At the minute I went with Ring Around Rosie because I knew that quite well from my short video with Sylvie. But I'm going to have a look at Victorian songs and try and make it creepy. I'll also be researching things like how to manipulate my voice to make it very girlish and creepy when singing, and when I talk about Sally, which is the little Trine doll that's head falls off. As I've added in a little bit at the start, so I'm going to speak to the audience about Sally and whether they would like to play with Sally, because Sally's my friend, and then I'm going to say to Lois and Jules that Sally doesn't like them and that's why they stabbed me. I'm also going to research some techniques on screaming from your diaphragm, because I'm very conscious that at the minute I've got a really throaty scream, which is going to provide an issue when it comes to things like multiple performances, as it can strain my voice and that will lead to poorer performances, and I can damage my vocal cords. Some of the resources that I'm going to need are things like old newspaper clippings, uh, like murders and stuff. We would like to put those up to make the room very creepy. Some old toys and dolls. Also, some things like we need a knife and Sally, obviously. And I was also thinking, not just for my piece, but as a whole, of getting some mug shots of all of the actors and mocking up some missing posters and staining them with coffee. So I'll need coffee for that. And like scrunching them up and then putting them up around the route. The main theme of the horror walk is obviously horror. It's a very thriller horror look because we talk about it's very in your face, screaming, jumping, creepy. So I would say thriller. I understand that we're taking some inspiration from Artaud. I don't know a huge amount about Artaud, so I'm going to be doing some research into Artaud. But from what I do know from Phoebe, he's very like abstract and creepy. So we are taking some inspiration from him.